So hi guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my story on how I started my rabbit farm a few years back with no experience in rabbit farming and very little capital. So if you're someone who is interested and want to start up a business or a farming business and you want to get inspired, my story can also help you and also help you learn a few things about rabbit farming and about agriculture in general. So if you're someone who wants to learn this and if you're interested in this video, please do well to stick around as I tell you guys my story. So a few years back, as a young guy who wanted something doing, who wanted to do something, but I never wanted to work for anyone. I just wanted something that can earn me an extra income, like an extra revenue for myself. I thought of it and I thought of a lot of businesses. I thought of a lot of ideas came to my head. Then I visited a friend who at a time was having rabbits. So at this particular time, this my friend had a rabbit farm in his backyard. In short, he just had like a mini rabbit farm. He didn't really do it for business, but he just had them around. So I went to his place and I saw them and I thought to myself, I like these animals. At the first time I saw rabbits, I didn't think of it as a business. I just saw them and I loved the animals and I just wanted to have them around. So I said, okay, where did you get these animals from? And my friend now directed me to where I can get rabbits, where they do sell a lot of local rabbits there. So me and him went there and I got my first rabbit. And this whole thing you are seeing right here started with just one rabbit. Yes, I started with just one rabbit. That was around 2022, 2023. That's like 2 to 3 years ago. I started with just one rabbit. That's how this whole farm started. It started something like a passion kind of thing like that, not just as a business. So getting this one rabbit, I came home and I kept it. And I started making a lot of research about rabbit. As at the time of getting the rabbit, I didn't know so much about it. I started making a lot of research about rabbits, how to keep rabbits, how to feed rabbits, how prolific rabbit is and all of those things. And I noticed people are keeping them in a commercial level. Like a lot of people used to keep a lot of rabbits and they make a lot of money from it, from the videos I used to watch online. And I thought to myself, I can use this as a business, you know. So the female was at the time already mature, so I took it to my friend's place to breed it because I wanted it to give birth. Because at the time I didn't have a male rabbit, so I took the female to my friend's place and I tried to breed it. Breeding the rabbit as at the first time, the rabbit didn't take in. Then I now bred it again. The rabbit now took in and it gave birth to the first babies, which were around I think 4 or 5 babies then. And I lost all the first set of babies my rabbit ever gave birth to. And I said to myself, are you sure this business is for me? Because I had been spending a lot of money buying feeds and also buying a lot of stuffs. And also I go out to get grasses for them. So it was a whole hustle to keep them. And also after everything, I now noticed that I lost all my first batch of babies. But I didn't give up. I still continued. I saved up some money and now I got my own male rabbit. When I got my own male rabbit, I now bred it with my female rabbit as at that time, and the female rabbit gave birth to 4 babies. All those 4 babies survived and they grew to grower stage. Some of those babies now gave birth, and you know, it said that one rabbit can give you up to 100 rabbits in 1 year. If you want to make the calculation, it's very, very easy. If you get one female rabbit, you breed the female rabbit, and the female rabbit gives birth to 5 babies. 3 of those babies, or let's say 2 are females and 3 are males. Those other 2, in 5 months, they can get to maturity and they'll start to give birth to. If they give birth to 5 each, and the mother, before they get to 5 months, the mother have already given birth like 2 to 3 times again. If you calculate it before the end of the year, one rabbit can even give you up to 50 rabbits. So as at the first year of the rabbit farming, I just got only 4 rabbits. And I said to myself, is it really possible to get 50 rabbits from one rabbit in 1 year? But over time, I started to understand the whole concept of rabbit farming and all, and how you can make money from it and how prolific they are. Because I started to learn a lot of things about them, how to keep them, how to feed them, how to make their feed. Some grasses you shouldn't feed them, what causes their death, and a lot of other things. I started to notice all of that. Then I started to avoid the things I'm supposed to avoid. Then I started to do the things I'm supposed to do. Before the first year of doing rabbit farming and the second year, I already had more than 100 rabbits, and I already sold a lot. Then some of the mistakes I made when I started was that I started with local rabbits. And local rabbits, their growth rates are very, very slow. They don't grow fast at all. So with the local rabbits, I had to discard all of them, and I brought in hybrids into my farm, because the hybrids, their rate is fast. In short, hybrids female can get to maturity at 4 months and you can breed them. It's really possible. But I advise people to wait to around 5 to 6 months before you try to breed them. But for the local breeds, at 8 months, it's still looking really, really small. So I had to discard all the local breeds and I brought in some new rabbits. So everything you are seeing right behind here started from just one female rabbit, and later on, let me just say, one male rabbit. So you can start up a rabbit farm or a farming business very, very small. No matter how you feel like, no matter how small you feel the money you have is, start from somewhere. I started with just 2, and right now I have a lot. Right now my farm is at around 20 doe units. When I say 20 doe units, that means 20 breeding females. And mostly I produce breeding stock for farmers who are intending to go into rabbit farming, who want the right breeds to start with. Those are the people I sell my rabbit to. And trust me, rabbit farming is really, really profitable. If you do it the right way, rabbit farming is really, really profitable. Now, as someone who started rabbit farming with very little experience about rabbit farming, trust me, I've been able to make a lot of money from these little animals right here. As I said in the title, see, there's something I want to tell you guys. It depends on how you position yourself. Now, let me tell you a few things you need to know about rabbits. With rabbits, you can either make money from 3 ways. These 3 ways are the ways I make money, so I won't tell you more. In short, it's more than 3 ways, but it depends on the country you are and where you position yourself. Now, a lot of people who are into rabbit farming make money from this rabbit 4 right here, but I don't do that. Now, how do I make my money from rabbit farming? I make my money from the rabbits, selling the rabbits, because I produce rabbits for breeders and intending farmers who want the right breeds of rabbit to go into rabbit farming. And also, I sell my rabbit urine and also the rabbit droppings too. Now, you would ask, what do they use rabbit urine for? A lot of people use it as fertilizer and also insecticide. If you mix it in the right way, you can use it for either fertilizer, and there is also another mixture you mix it, you can use it for insecticide. So we sell it to farmers who are into crop farming, and also we sell the manure for farmers who are into crop farming too. They use it for their, rabbits droppings is cold manure. You can take it directly from here and apply it to your crops. You don't need to put it for it to coal out like the poultry manure. And it's also a very, very good manure for crops too. So a lot of crop farmers come here to buy their manure, and we make money from that. A particular farmer at the time said the money he makes from the dropping and the manure is what he used to feed the rabbits. But for me, I can't say that, because that's not what I used to feed my rabbits in my farm. As the part of the country I am in, a lot of people don't really use this rabbit manure and rabbit droppings. But trust me, you can make a couple of money also from them too. Now, there's another thing I also want to tell you about these particular creatures right here. With rabbit farming, you don't need to bother too much about the feeds they eat. Yes, rabbits eat rabbit feed. There's a particular formulation we use to produce that feed. Or you can also feed them poultry feed too. They eat chicken feed too. But if you don't have the money to buy that, as that the price of chicken feed most times is always very, very expensive, or the price of rabbit feed is always expensive, you can also feed your rabbit with leaves. Rabbits eat a lot of leaves. Rabbits eat bitter leaf, rabbits eat scent leaf, rabbits eat elephant grass. These animals are really, really easy to maintain. Trust me, when I started rabbit farming, for the first whole year of doing my rabbit farm, I never gave my rabbit any feeds. I was solely depending on leaves because I didn't have money to buy feeds. It's the money I started making from them that I started using to purchase feed. Now, there is one thing you need to understand about feeding your rabbit with feeds. If you give your rabbits feeds, they would grow faster than if you are giving them leaves. But if you don't have the money for leaves, you can just, if you don't have the money for feeds, you can just be giving them leaves because you can't kill yourself, you know. But let's say you are doing like poultry farming, or let's say you are doing like pig farming, you can't say you want to feed them leaves. It's not possible. That's why I tell people that rabbits is the best and easiest animal to keep if you have a little capital. If you are someone who is just starting up, this is the best animal for you to keep. All you need to do is purchase them and have a housing like this. Any money you have, you can use it to produce a little feed, and you'll be mixing it with leaves. If you are staying in a rural area where there are a lot of leaves, that's a win-win for you. That way you can give them varieties of leaves and they would be really, really fine. Nothing is going to happen to them, trust me. You need to know how to give them in the right way. Something I advise, if you pick your leaves, try to wash it with salt or wilt it before feeding it to your rabbits. Starting up my rabbit farm was quite easy, and also I faced a few challenges. Why I said it was easy was that I didn't try to do too much. Like for instance, the first cage I ever made that I used for my rabbit farm, I made it myself. I made the rabbit cage myself. In short, this whole process is on my channel. So I made the first rabbit cage myself, and I started with just 2 rabbits. And remember, when I started with local rabbits, so they were not as too expensive. But if I want to advise anyone right now who wants to start up a rabbit farm, I would tell you to go for hybrid rabbit. Hybrid rabbits are fast growing and they will give you faster growth. You know, when you are feeding your animals and you are seeing their growth, there's the joy that comes with it. And talking about the few challenges I faced as at then was that I didn't have too much experience about it. I didn't have too much knowledge about it. That's why I advise people, before you go into any farming business or any business at all, let's say rabbit farming business, you need to at least learn a few things about it. Learn a thing or two about it. If possible, go for training, ask the right questions so that you can be aware of these things. I made a lot of mistakes when I started my rabbit farm, and I won't want you to make the same mistakes as you have me right here, because on my journey, I made a lot of mistakes. If I knew what I know in rabbit farming right now, it wouldn't take me 2 years or 3 years to get to 100 rabbits. But although I sold a lot of rabbits, because there's this thing with me that I used to cross a lot. Like I used to breed my rabbits a whole lot for them to just be giving birth. But it's not really, really good. Most times if your rabbit gives birth, like this particular rabbit I'm holding right here, is a female rabbit and she has about 6 babies. And if she gives birth, I give her like 2 months before crossing her again. So when she gives birth, her kids are going to stay with her for 6 weeks. Then I'll give her 2 whole weeks rest before breeding her again. But before, I used to keep the kids with her for 1 month. Then I used to give her 3 days rest before crossing her again. That way, the offspring she's going to be bringing might not really be too good, like when you give her a lot of rest. And also with the kids, if you separate them too early, they will not get too strong. And after weaning them, when I say weaning them, that's separating them from their mother. After separating them from their mother, a lot of them might start dying. So if you give them a lot of time with their mother, they will stay there and they already get used to the feeds. They already start eating very, very well. If you separate them, it won't be too hard for them to survive on their own, like if you separate them too early. So that's a few things I learned the hard way. So I won't want you to learn the same thing the hard way. Now, when I started my rabbit farm a few years back, a lot of people were looking down on this particular business. A lot of people would tell me, what do you use rabbits for? Who eats it? What are you using? Who do you sell it to? Like, a lot of questions used to pop up. And so many people tell me, in short, go and look for another business to do. This particular business cannot sell in Nigeria. As at the time, a lot of people don't really know what rabbits are because people don't used to embrace it. And that's where the power of social media came in. And that's the period I started making YouTube videos about rabbit farming in general. And trust me, not quitting this rabbit farm was one of the best decisions I made in my life. And also starting up this rabbit farm was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. If I was someone who used to listen to people, as at that time they used to tell me, this rabbit, you will not be able to sell it. This business does not sell in Nigeria. This is not something that can work out here. People here don't eat rabbits. They don't embrace this particular meat. If I was someone that used to listen to people, I would have not been where I am today. My rabbit farm would have not been where it is today. I would have not moved. In short, I would have just stopped it, and that particular dream would have just died. Now, that's what I want to be telling you guys right now. See, no matter what business you are doing, no matter any farming business you are doing, or any business in general, the person who matters the most is you. You are the person who knows your vision. You're the person who knows your dream. You're the person who knows where you want to take it to. I've been with someone who is making attachment from plantain stems. If it's on a normal day, people would say, what are you doing? Which kind of a business is this? Who do you want to even sell this to? People are not going to, people are not even going to buy this particular hair. But she's making it, and right now, a lot of people are knowing her. Her brand is going very, very viral because I made a video with her. This is something that people don't see on a regular. I advise people, when you want to go into a business, don't go into a business that is oversaturated. Don't go into a business that a lot of people are in that space. Go into a business that you can be a master in that space. You can be a king in that space. A place where a lot of people are not there too much. So you can dominate that particular space and be the king in that particular space. And that's why I chose rabbit farming, because as at the time, a lot of people were not rabbit farmers. You will see poultry farmers, you will see fish farmers, you will see pig farmers, but it's very, very hard to say someone is a rabbit farmer. And that's where I come in. I am a rabbit farmer, and a proud one at that. And that's why I chose rabbit farming. If you enjoyed this video and like it, please do well to like, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on the notification bell so that when I post any other video just like this, you'll get notified by YouTube. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.